top. One. Nice. Keep going. Basses, hear this. One full value. One. Nice, nice. Yeah, let's go over B. Let's go over B a little bit. So let's dissect this. So measure 16, basses. One heart to love him, one. So basses, you have to go against what everybody else is doing. You cannot breathe between him and one, because you have to put a big emphasis accent on one, because you're the only ones on there, on that note. So let's practice that with just the basses. Everybody else, ignore what I just said, just basses. Everybody else can breathe on that rest. But basses, you cannot, okay? Let's try with the basses. Make sure you get that octave and going down the scale. Yep. And everybody circle the crescendo, so we're building to him and sing, we're offering praise to him, okay? Letter B, on just basses. D, yep. 3 and. Nice, yeah. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, so that's exactly what we want. It was starting to like, oh yeah, we're not supposed to breathe here. But just make sure that, put a note that you need to just carry that all the way through. Because we're all on you on that part. Tenors, as we're continuing on, the next measure, on measure 17, one voice to sing. You have those moving notes. So now your part and that measure is the important part. To sing. You're leading that to that cadence there. Okay? Let's do it with the tenors and basses now, as we stack up the chords. Same spot, letter B. And also, make sure it's a A sharp, so you're just going up the scale. 5 steps. Okay, can you play that for the tenors real quick? Letter B. One heart to love. Alright, so it's pretty basic, but it's a pretty important part. It's a pretty important part. So let's do it. Just mad. 3 and. One heart to love him. One voice to sing. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so make sure one voice to sing. Make sure it's high enough there. Consonants are kind of getting in the way. So keep in mind that just keep on the vowel, but make sure the consonants are clear, not, especially, I don't think there's R's in here. No, heart. Heart. Make sure it's not heart, but heart. Heart, heart. Also, remember the crescendo. We're crescendoing, so we want to save some energy there, okay? Sounds good. Can you do it one more time? One more time. All right. 3 and. So that's what we want. It could be just a little bit more crescendo, but that's the idea. Altos. You don't really, your part's pretty basic, I think. Just keep in mind of those half steps and where you move and stuff like that. But let's add the altos to that. Same spot. 3 and. One heart to love. voice to sing. So we're each quarter note, one voice to sing. We're crescendoing each time. All right, great job, altos. Let's add the sopranos, and let's do that. So you have to save some volume and really build, save some energy, and really let loose on sing. Okay? Everybody, letter B. 3 and 1 more, 2 paces. Let's go fix some notes here. Ladies, let's do the ladies there. Measure 19. Little funky chords here. There's some augmented chords and chords like E sharps and G sharps in D major, which are pretty uncommon in D major, they're accidentals, but let's make sure. But it's pretty basic if you know. It's just going down half step, going up a half step, whole step. Just make sure in this kind of music that you know half step, etc. Let's try the ladies there. Measure 19. That's what I'll offer to Jesus my King. 3, 4, 1. Good. Yeah, so altos, you had the note, but then you have to make sure, okay, this is an F natural, and we got to keep that note to F sharp. And then look on measure 20. For 2, on beat 3 and 4, it's unison singing. So we want to make sure there's one D, this note, one part, not sending the soprano's D and the alto's D, but it's the choir's D. Okay? One more time. Just the ladies. 3, 4, 1. Yes. Yeah, so now the other thing we want to do is we want to do less S. And with the word Jesus, as church singers, we sing Jesus all the time. Because we're Christians. But we have to watch the emphasis on the S. We have to keep it as light as possible. Jesus, my King. Instead of Jesus, my King. So the trick is to do the S right when you cut off. Okay, right in the end of the phrase, of the beat. So just a little less S. Measure 19. Measure 19. Then we'll add the guys. 3, 4, 1. Yes. 2, 3, 4, 1. Same thing. Yeah, I would do a little less S on 24 because that's a cutoff. And we'll work that with the guys as well. There's just a little less cutoff on there. Great job. Same sopranos, just that E sharp. Just make sure it's just bending the pitch and going back to F sharp. Let's just do the guys there. Let's make sure we know our notes. Okay? A lot of great vocal writing here. But, you know, like for example, basses, remember it's a G sharp. That's a half step to A. Tenors, you have a D, C sharp, B. That's a half step, whole step. So just, and then the same thing with King, tenors, measure 22, King, the A sharp. Basses, I think you're pretty set, but make sure measure 24, sus, octave, my King. All right, let's try that. Just guys there. 19. 3, 4, 1. That's what I offer to Jesus. Let's ask. Jesus, my King. 1. Yeah, tenors, it's probably more challenging for you. Like, for example, measure 19. That's what I also, you have to re-energize the C sharp, so you have that C sharp and then D, C sharp, B. Make sure the energy's there. Same thing with king. And make sure you don't lose the energy. As I said before, don't lose the energy. Make sure that's a full whole note. Full whole note, king. Then we cut off. And there's plenty of time because you got a full rest there. Let's do it with everybody. All parts there. 19. Yes, just hold the chord. 3, 4, 1. That's what I offer to Jesus, my King. 1. Jesus, my King. You also have time. You don't have, it's a full quarter note on 24. Jesus. So it's a little more emphasis on the us. So you have time. It doesn't have to be like Jesus, Jesus, but make sure you just have the emphasis, but less on the S. That's all you have to do there. And this phrase we want to decrescendo slowly. That's what I'll offer to Jesus, my King. Jesus, my King. So we can set up the phrase there well.